Lake Harriet, Bryn Mawr, Lake of the Isles, and then Cedar Lake are the chain of lakes that run through the southwest side of Minneapolis. If this does look familiar, it's probably from our last neighborhood tour, which we took you on through Uptown, and today's focus is Bryn Mawr. First, why don't we start you off with some real estate? And this is on the south side, so this is going to be just south of 394. This is a smaller little section of Bryn Mawr. Most people, when they think of Bryn Mawr, they're going to think of the north side. That's on the north of Highway 394, but I actually think the south has some of the cooler real estate. So if that's what you're thinking, the south side is probably where I would start you. The name Bryn Mawr actually means big hill. The south side of Bryn Mawr is a very hilly area. It's something that I love. I mean, I'm from Colorado, so I can appreciate just a really interesting landscape. That's something that's very notable for the Bryn Mawr area. You're going to see primarily homes that are older. I mean, we're talking 100, 120-year-old homes, early 1900s for sure. But then you will see a few more mid-century style homes, kind of like you're seeing here with these one-level ramblers and that. This is not going to be as high-end of an area as you did see on the Uptown tour, sort of that north side of there. We'll take you to a couple of the really high-end areas, but these homes are still going to start you in generally the $500,000 to $600,000 range. They're going to be much more traditional, lots of brick, lots of stucco and stone facades. Very interesting architect, but it's not necessarily going to be as large of homes as you've seen in other parts that I brought you to. So as you can see right up there to our right, that is downtown, which we'll talk about commuting in a minute, but Bryn Mawr is one of the best locations you can be in Minneapolis if you're looking to get into downtown, but you don't want to take the highways. Besides all of the things that Cedar Lake has to offer, you're also right next to the Grand Rounds. It'll connect you through from the beaches and the play areas on Cedar Lake up to Theodore Wirth. There's beaches, there are playgrounds, there's canoe rentals and kayaks and volleyball. Pretty much every outdoor activity you could want, you're within a very, very close distance. If you're wanting to commute into downtown, you can take Glenwood. So this is not a highway. This is obviously just a residential street here, but it does kind of sneak in the back way into downtown Minneapolis. So if you're looking to get in there for commuting, from right here, we're probably 15 minutes maybe. You've got no highways, you've got no traffic or congestion really. I mean, a tiny bit of morning traffic on the side streets, but the fact that you don't have to get on any major highways is a super nice perk of being in Bryn Mawr. Now, as far as shopping and retail goes, you're right next to the shops at the West End, which is St. Louis Park, Golden Valley area. So you've got a ton of outdoor shopping there. You've got Costco, Walmart grocery stores, and all of the big box types of things. However, what's also really cool about Bryn Mawr is you've got Penn Avenue, which is where I'm at right now. There isn't a ton of retail, full disclosure, but there are a few different little shops and restaurants, coffee shops, things like that. And so if you're looking for that kind of thing, I know there's a Mexican place. I'm pretty sure there's a coffee shop. I think there's an Italian spot, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of some boutique shopping in that. So it is really cool. Again, you can be within walking distance to the trails, but you can also have a cup of Java right there, right within your neighborhood. And that's something that people love about Bryn Mawr. It's almost like this own tiny little city within all the big city amenity things. You still got easy access to all that, but you get the best of both worlds as well. I'm going to take you through a couple of different housing neighborhoods now. We're right between Penn and Theodore Wirth Parkway. These are some really cool houses as well. I would say they're similar to the south side that we just showed you. Maybe a little bit less custom, a little bit less high-end, but they're also more affordable price points. I still think you got really cool, interesting homes. They're almost entirely 2 stories. Or 1 stories. Unlike a lot of the rest of our state, you're not going to see the split entries, which is very, very much known for in Minnesota. Those didn't come around until like the 60s and 70s, I believe, is when they started split entry homes. But it's so quaint. I mean, you've got Tudors, you got some really interesting architecture, and kind of the asymmetrical front porches, some brickwork that's really cool. And so if you're looking for character, you're looking for charm, you're okay with a smaller house, Bryn Mawr's really got to go on. Now, before I take you to the Bryn Mawr Meadows Park, which is the huge playground and athletic area, it is worth noting that on this side of Bryn Mawr, you do have a little bit of options for new construction. Now, not very many, and to be honest, depending on when you're seeing this video, it may sell out. But there is a couple of different lots that I've seen for sale. I think about 6 or 7 of them. I would guess that the price point's going to be minimum of $1 million and then north of there. But if you got the budget, I mean, you got the convenience of being right next door to the Deerworth Parkway, all the quaint things that people love about being downtown, and you can get a custom home. So this is one of the few areas there are some lots available if you wanted to build custom, and you've just got to have the budget in order to make it happen. All right, why don't we head east a little bit from kind of the coffee shop and retail area east of Penn Avenue. This whole area is kind of under construction, so it's a little bit of a bummer, but I still wanted to show you what they've got going on.